Welcome to Lesson 6 of Bread Making 101. Today we are going to make a soft cinnamon loaf. We're going to start with a Biga. 1 cup of flour to 1/8 of a teaspoon of yeast. Mix it up and then add 1/2 cup of water and mix. That's it for the Biga. So what's a Biga? A Biga is a pre-ferment dough that you add to your bread or your bakes. Gives it an amazing flavor. You can leave it at room temperature for at least 12 hours to get a good flavor, or you can leave it for 24 hours in the refrigerator. I will put more details about Biga down in the description. You don't want the Biga to be a wet dough. It's supposed to be a shaggy dough, so do not add extra water. After 24 hours, this is what my Biga looks like. If you turn it over, you're going to see all the fermentation at the bottom, all those little holes. That's what you want to see in your Biga. To make the dough, we are going to use all the Biga, and we're going to be adding 175 grams of water. Then we will add 2 1/4 teaspoons of dry active yeast. Break up the Biga a little bit, as much as you can, to make it easier to mix later. And we're going to be adding a little bit of olive oil, about a tablespoon, and a little bit of butter, about a tablespoon, to our mix. Now we add 400 grams of flour and about 5 grams of salt. I'm using sea salt here. And it's time to mix it up. Feel the texture as you mix. Biga affects softness, texture, flavor. If you are joining us for the first time, welcome to our Bread Making 101 series. This is lesson 6. And if you follow us from lesson 1 up until lesson 6, you should be able to make your first loaf of bread with no problem. Alright, so as the dough comes together, we are going to let it rest for an hour, putting some olive oil around the dough so it doesn't stick to the bowl. After an hour, it's time to shape it. Put a little bit of flour on the surface so it doesn't stick. As you can see, my dough after relaxing has become very soft. Now, if you run into this issue, for beginners, put the entire bowl and dough in the refrigerator for a few minutes, at least 15 to 30 minutes in the refrigerator, and at least 10 to 15 minutes in the freezer if you want to work quicker. Do check on it if you put it in the freezer, because you don't want it to freeze. The reason for putting the dough in the freezer is to make it stiffer. Cold dough is easier to shape. So my bread became soft because I forgot to reduce the water content. I used 200 grams of water instead of 175 grams of water. And because I had the Biga, which softens dough, I ended up with a softer dough overall. Spread out your dough, make sure it's flat, and then add your cinnamon, your butter, and your sugar. Spread the butter on the dough surface before you spread the cinnamon sugar on top. In lesson 4, I believe, we make cinnamon rolls, so you can refer to that as reference if you need to be reminded how to do it. You always have to learn how to pivot when you're making bread. A lot of the times, the bread comes out perfect, you have no issues, everything is great. And sometimes you run into this issue. It's too soft, you forgot something, you added too much. It's fine. That's what bread making is about. I do not want y'all to feel like bread making has to always be perfect. Alright, so now it's in the pan and it's risen up. I sprinkled some cinnamon sugar on top of the bread to give it a texture because my bread is not going to be a swirl. So I went a different direction. Still a cinnamon bread. Oh, look at that beauty. It came out amazing. And here I am putting on some ghee. I love ghee. The bread is very hot, so the ghee is soaking right into the bread. Oh, it smells wonderful. The cinnamon, the brown sugar, the flavors, the whole house is just smelling amazing. Now, this will go really well with some coffee or tea, great for breakfast and even dinner. Look at that. I love the crinkling on the top. All right, friends. Until next time, bon appetit, and come back for lesson 7, where we will be making a pizza.